Hi, I'm Alan with A.N.I.M.E, and we are here with Joanne Padgette about her new book that's coming out in...
It's going to be at MTAC, March 29th, 30th, and 31st.
All right, MTAC. Yeah,
Yes.
we will be there.
It's going to be an awesome show at the Nashville Convention Center.
It is. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your world, a little bit about some of the things that I know it has to do with vampires and some supernatural elements and things of that nature.
Well, actually, it's my book is based in Merlin's perspective. So instead of Arthur being the main character, like in Camelot, this is his perspective. So you're finding out about his true origin, where he came from, what his hopes are for the future, why he makes the decisions he makes throughout the Camelot saga, as well as he has this evil, maniacal sister, Mab, who is bent on his destruction. Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. There are a few scenes that I've read in there that a little risque, but some romantic scenes in there.
Yeah, it's probably a PG-13. It's more of a young adult book, more up on the adult side of things. But you know, I came up with the whole idea. You know, I was just turning 29 years old and about to turn 30, and I was looking back at my life like all women do. And what I was finding was I didn't like what I'd become. Like, I thought there was more to me than what I was doing. So looking back at my life, I had my first memory of mortality, and that was when I was in the 8th grade, and we had to write to authors to come out to our school for a literacy program. And my favorite author was Ronald Dowell, so I wrote to him. And this is before the internet and all that lovely stuff we have now, so we actually had to handwrite the letters. So I hand wrote the letter and I mailed it out. We all went to the post office, and I waited for a response. And to a kid of 12 years old, 2 weeks is a long time. So I thought I'd never get a response. And then I went to the mailbox and got the letter out, and I was so excited because an author that I loved had come to me and said, and answered my letter. And I didn't open it, and I waited till the next day to go to school. And I ran up in front of the classroom before roll call, before the Pledge of Allegiance, and I started to read the letter. It was all in the past tense. And it said that they loved the fact that I loved Ronald's work, and they hoped that I would continue to read his books. Unfortunately, he could not come to our event because he'd been deceased for over a year.
Oh.
So here I am in front of 60 kids, my peers, and I'm in shock, I'm appalled, and I'm just overwhelmed. So the tears start rolling down my face, and I just start running out of the room. And my teacher at the time, Mrs. Bassett, came out to me and she said, "Joanne, it's okay, because even though he's gone, he's left his legacy, his words will live on forever." So here I am at 29, sitting on the couch thinking, what is my legacy? That I was a great corporate liaison, you know? So I said to my husband, I said, I need to make a change. And he looked at me, he said, "What kind of change?" And I said, "I think I'm going to write a short story." And he looked at me and he's like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to write a short story." And I was watching Turner Classic Movie Channel, and it had Knights of the Round Table, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And I thought, why not put vampires in Camelot? And that's where the idea came from. And 2 years later, I wrote the book.
That seems pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I think it's more amazing that because now in an age where you can tweet your author and talk to them almost, you know, person to person, and the fact that you've accomplished all this without crowdfunding or creating a Kickstarter or anything like that, it's all self-driven. It's very amazing. So.
Well, you know, what I did was I incorporated all the social media outlets that I had in my process. You know, I was on Twitter, I was on LinkedIn, I was on Facebook. So what I did was I took those people that were already friends of mine, and I incorporated them in what I was doing. When I put my first, I had like 6 different titles that I wanted for the book, and I made them help me choose which was the best one for the book. And then once they did that, I put out the first chapter of the book to see what people thought. And of course you leave it open-ended, so they want to know more.
Right.
And you know, people were chomping at the bit for my book when it came out because they were so vested in what I had done over the 2 years I was writing the book.
And you say there's 5 more of these books to come out?
Well, there's 3 more.
3 more to come
because
out.
We have
Sorry,
2 already.
3 more to come out.
Yep. The next one that's coming out will be out 2015, and that's Dysmoria's Downfall.
Okay, and we have a special guest for you, a character of the book series is Mab, and she is displaying the very first novel of the Vampires of Camelot series. She looks like she's a little hungry. I hope she's not going to bite me, because that would be very bad. I don't feel like turning into a... And this is Uther. And he's wielding Excalibur.
Vampires of Camelot, taking a bite out of Imtech.
Thank you, Uther, for saving me from Mab here. So, Joanne, where can we find your novels, and where can people go to look and see what you're doing?
Well, I have a wonderful Fang site for my Fang buddies, and now that you've been initiated, let's do our Fang banging so everybody sees what a Fang bang is. Now he's an official Fang buddy, and if you'd like to be a Fang buddy, check out our Facebook page on Camelot's True Story, all capital letters, and become a Fang buddy like Alan here.